Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel, and in this one we have EVELYNN Jungle. And you know, again, we're going to stress the importance here of not whiffling and waffling and flooping around the map when you get fed. However, instead of having, you know, say like a roaming support with 95% kill participation and you guys all going, but they have a support and we never have one. My ADC in this game, well, our ADC in this game has it has 18% kill participation and the EVELYNN will have 81. So, you know, the bot lane are not going to snowball and carry this game, and EVELYNN by far will have the highest kill participation, which means there's a lot of ISO existing. Now, what we have on the map here is a Nocturne sequencing from the red side. Here we've got this early ward, which, again, you know, I'm not always a huge fan of, but the Poppy does it for us, which is the most important thing. And then this one over here is placed by the EVELYNN, which is to stop potential cut-ins. Because as EVELYNN, we know straight up, hey, if we're against a Volibear, a Nocturne, a Lee Sin, a Graves, a Shaco, a Shitko, a Jarvan, a Yarvin, it doesn't matter. We know that we could have sad times cancelled auto in our face. You know, and while EVELYNN might enjoy that, we as players don't, because we just want a full clear and vibe. So the LeBlanc here is going all in on the Talon as we FK to have a look here. Flash committed by the Talon, Ignite committed by the Talon, the Flash is burned by the LeBlanc, and the Nocturne rotate. No, my friend. No, my friend. Oh, dear. I'm confused a little bit here. Now, on one hand, I'm not confused. On the other hand, I am confused. Is he really committing this much time to ganking the bottom lane? As I just talked about this on the coaching channel. Just had a diamond coaching session where I basically eviscerated this Viego for doing some stupid ass level 1 stuff. Like he went red to blue to Grump to cut off a Mordekaiser who just said, oh, my camps are gone anyway, and killed the mid laner. Well, the Viego did a gank he shouldn't have done and went to this side and lost the game from it. The EVELYNN's just like, well, I guess I'm going to full clear and farm because that's what I'm good at. She does so. We see the Poppy now pushing in a little bit to Gwen. The Gwen is like, okay, look, I don't have vision down here. We've been watching this. Remember, watch this. If you're the EVELYNN sequencing up, and you see this sucker go here and gank bottom lane, you know he's going to reset now and come to the top side. Well, at least he should. If he doesn't reset and he stays out, we know that there's a possibility, there we go, that he's going to just waffle up here. But the whole idea of a red side quadrant gank, alright, like the Nocturne did, is to cut off the enemy jungler who is starting on the... Oh, the Talon went in, and of course, because we're tracking the fact that he has no summoner spells, we go in for the counter gank. The Rakan shows up as well. It's like, hey, yo, can I do something here? And the EVELYNN's like, I'm going to make sure I hit my Q, unlike the piss bad players that we usually encounter, and is able to get that kill as well. Fade away, hate spike. What did the EVELYNN try and do here? Move in to stop this Nocturne from playing the game. But again, it's still a Nocturne. We know he's kind of strong, and at the same time, the Gwen could rotate through here. The Talon could rotate very quickly. Not a play we want to make. So as a farming jungler, what is our sole goal of existence? Full clear, get a scuttle, maybe get a gank off. And if there's none of those things available, we go from the full clear into the scuttle into the mid lane. Because we want to shadow, if the enemy jungler path in the opposite direction and is doing the same thing, we'll have a straight up 2v2. And we have to decide, can we not? We'll make that executive decision. You have to make that executive decision. Or, in the case of the Rakan randomly floating to the mid lane here, same thing, 2v2, win. Because this guy missed the whole point of the clear, which is, hey, EVELYNN starts here and goes down, right? Therefore, I can do this and gank the bottom lane, shove it up, and now I can evade the EVELYNN, or I can at least take away her gank, go back to base and control my blue side here and gank the top lane, while the EVELYNN has to reset, and now the EVELYNN's trailing. That's why that clear's so good. But when they start on the bottom side, and you flip it on them, they don't know what to do. And that's why I like doing that sometimes. So when someone says, why did you stop Blue and EVELYNN in this game? Because the meta is, from these champions, to do the red quadrant gank bottom side. So what I'm going to do is start on the bottom side, and they're not taking anything away from me, because I was never ganking that lane early. I can finish my full clear without being invaded. I can reverse the cards and invade them if I win 1v1, or I can just get priority on the rest of the map and get double scuttle. And then the EVELYNN can actually stay out here for a clean 6 clear. Now, the Nocturne is doing what he should be doing at this particular stage, which is finishing that blue side and then trying to leverage that into some sort of pressure into killing the Poppy, who's going to do her damnedest to get the kill, but cannot. Rest in peace. And the EVELYNN now should, in theory, go back to base here after this one, but she could stay out. This is what I call a clean 6. Okay, it's an old concept from years ago that I came up with, but basically you go blue, Gromp, Wolves, Raptors, Red, Krugs. You can also reverse it, doesn't matter. You take a scuttle, you drive by, you take another scuttle, because the scuttles would spawn earlier, that's why we would do this. And then instead of basing here, if you got nothing, no gank, whatever, you could do your respawn on the Grump, respawn on the Wolves, then reset. So what you took was 6 camps. twice the Grump, twice the Wolves, once the Raptors, once the Krugs. Ignoring the buffs, right? So it's a clean 6 camps on the map from your regular stable of monsters, not your buffs. Now the Talon goes to the bottom lane, gets a kill here as well. The Evan's like, no stress, relax, cool. Out of base, I've got my Blasting One, beautiful. Got my M-Tome, sexy. Have my Dark Seal, nice. And we can just do our Krugs and do our Raptors, and because we got the gank off the mid lane, we'll get 6 from these Raptors. We can have an early priority on our ultimate, and we can affect top lane. We can affect mid lane, we can affect bottom lane. We can do whatever we want. The Nocturne has severely compromised his own stupid self with a dumb gank in the bottom side of the red quadrant. LeBlanc is now roaming freely, up 2 levels, and the Nocturne, in this particular case, if you guys are the Nocturne, this is on you. Evelynn is 6. Evelynn is strong. Evelyn's going to get the kill here knowing you have no flash. We don't need to waste our ultimate. Whoa, the Rakan stops our E from getting that swipey, so we're going to actually have to ult here. Talon now has no mana, but does have auto attacks. The Rakan will now be eviscerated. There we go, nice flash into that EQ to finish him off. Bonus proc from the Q, but in this case he died. So the Nocturne might look at this and go, what am I doing wrong? Why is the enemy jungler getting fed? Because the enemy jungler played this perfectly. Stuck to her game plan, reversed the meta on its head because the enemy jungler is obviously going to do that. Doesn't get invaded, gets double scuttle, gets a gank off early to snowball the LeBlanc because she was F-keying to track what spells would burn. We even clicked ourselves, right? We clicked and saw the Talon burn his flash, burn his ignite, so we knew we could exploit that pre-6, which is what you want to do. And because LeBlanc is effectively also an assassin, we want to make sure we get one of these 2 ahead first so that they can pressure the map. And even though the Talon did a good job ganking the bottom lane, we don't care about those things. Now, from the red team's perspective, because we did the clean 6 clear, hopefully you're still sticking with me, right? Full clear, scuttle, repeat, base, do your Krugs, do your Raptors, get 6. That's it. It's also doubles down because it's a fast level 6. You can still do it. Cut into the mid lane for a nice gank. Now we know the enemy jungler, because of how he's compromised himself, and we have compromised him, will be on the bottom side from the tracking that we've been doing, and obviously you should be paying attention to that stuff. If you're Evelynn, you're doing your blue, you're watching this, and you've got an 80% rule this, no. See, I think your instinct here is correct. We don't want to fight, right? Because you also have the fact that the talent can come straight from base. We've seen that. We don't know in-game that that's going to happen, but it's got to be in your mind. We do have vision as well. So you're watching this, we see him here. Run, Evelynn, don't turn back. Wow, she missed it. So here, not a good shutdown. LeBlanc's gonna come over the wall, miss the ethereal chains, but she gets a kill anyway. Oh, she does. Oh, that's tragic. That is deeply unfortunate. So now the game is normalized. I'm not entirely sure Talon had to go that far in because he had the bleep damage he could have used, but Astro's smurfing on the ground. Whew. That was, yeah. So, good job from the Nocturne from doing what we knew he was doing from the Evelynn's perspective. Kills the ADC, chases the Lulu. Evelynn should have just gone, well, you guys are dead, do the Grump, pull it out, run away, take this, go this side, go this side, go this side. But once you see them chasing here, the Lulu, you cut in, you take this, you take this, you take this, you do this. Decisions. Prioritize what you think is most important. Most likely, it's going to be the Herald and the Scuttle. I think you did, son. Oh, yeah, the parkour champion, disgusting. Anyway, so overall, I think in those cases, 80% rule, it cannot. Is he lazy backing? Is he actually going to lazy back this? Oof. He got away with it. Yeah. If she was a bit more, quick about it, maybe she gets it. So hopefully you can see there from the Evelynn, that is definitely a downside to this. You definitely don't want to die there for your team. It's over. Like, you can hang around and maybe have a look to see if you can go back in, but once you see the talent, bounce, right? Go around the top, give up this quadrant, let Nocturne take it, take this whole thing, take this if it's up, gank top lane, fall back to your red side quadrant, reset, and now you can head down to the bottom side. Maybe you can take a Dragon if they haven't taken it, maybe you can just gank bottom lane, use a Herald, like, you have options. So that does compromise our tempo slightly, but we still have a huge lead. We have 4.1k gold to 3.6. 500 is meaningful, not incredible, but it is meaningful. And we have this plant hit here, so we are fortunate enough not to be hit. Obviously, we're going to track the Talon's movement and track the Nocturne's movement here. So basically, once you see that plant, if you don't know exactly who it's going to be, we know it's most likely going to be the Nocturne because he was just bottom side. The Rakan's rotating. Yeah, this Nocturne is, I think, a little unhinged, but also he's going for lethality, which is great. But it does mean you die very, very quickly. And it's a Poppy, so she has more resistances the lower HP she gets. Follow. Now, the Evelynn has played this perfectly so far. I love the game style we have right here. This is very, very good jungling overall. Apart from obviously the desire to save the Lulu earlier, but that's okay. I mean, it's easy to say in replays, and I acknowledge this, and we all acknowledge this. Even your own replays. Like, you watch your own replays, you're like, I should have left. But in the game, you know what you were thinking, right? You're like, maybe I can do it. But that's all what this is. It's studying the VOD, reconciling with what you were thinking in game, and adapting your knowledge and database. Nice rotational gank here. We'll get the slow on that. See, that's very important. Get the slow in the W proc. Don't hold it for the full channel because the guy can parkour. So just get the slow so he can't get to the wall, and then you can finish him off with an electrocute proc and a smite as well. But in game, you're like, oh, maybe I can save her. Maybe I can save her if they keep chasing, but then you miss a talent. But at the end of the day, you have to acknowledge that it's on you to recognize that the talent's coming, right? Like, if we were playing perfectly, which is always what we strive to accomplish, but it's not always going to be reached. But as long as you're striving for it, you'll get better every game. No game where you notice, every now and then you'll have a game where you're just in the zone and you notice everything, you read everything, you anticipate everything, it's just perfect. Every now and then. That's not going to be every game. But as long as you recognize, okay, look, I should have seen talent, so the next time you have a talent in that situation, you're going to be thinking about it, right? So we will get better from it. Now, out of base, with Rocket Ball finished, we go straight to the top lane to get the kill on the Gwen through a lane gank. I love Evelyns who do that because we see this control ward here. If you track the Evelynn with the control ward, she dips and comes back, and you press tab again, no control ward spent, right? If Gwen shows up with a control ward when you press tab, because you should always be monitoring this, she disappears from vision, comes back, and you press tab and she has no control ward, we know it was placed. There you go. So, lane ganking. You're Evelynn. We did lose a Herald from this play, and this Dragon is available, but again, for Hyla, we don't obsess over Dragon timers because warded as well. It does compromise us quite heavily in terms of getting our own experience in gold, making the right play. You don't want to force laners to be rotating and dying when they really don't need to be, right? So, obviously, all those things come together. Now, we are seeing we do get the kill. We can do a full-on sequence down. We are knowing that the Nocturne's ult is available, so we should probably shadow somewhere where we think he might use it. Now, once you see the bottom lane yeet out of the frame here, maybe going back to base, we decide to leverage that prio with our Caitlyn and Lulu to go and do a dragon. Now, it's most likely that they will kind of get a whiff of this and think about rotating over. Ezra ults to C. Nocturne's like, right, do I have vision now? Yes, I do. Maybe I can go in and try and steal this. But as we all know from even the most silver of games, do you die contesting this dragon? No, you don't. You do your Krugs, you shuffle on over, shuffle into this brush right here. You wait for everyone to come back, and then you lane kill them. And then you know the Evelynn's going to be in the area, but it doesn't matter because you kill everybody already. And then you can use the Herald here to punch down all the plates. And you get it back. You get back the stats in gold. We are now chasing down and flashing for a Rakan, which we all know we shouldn't be doing. But again, I play the game too, so I know exactly the ego flash. I did it the other day as well. Just flashed in with Zyra. I was like, oh, that's a Rakan. Same thing happened. And so we all know the human mistakes. It's fun. You gotta have fun with your game as well. Like, we always take this hyper seriously, but you gotta enjoy it, right? You gotta try things that you gotta try and make big plays. You gotta try take that half-court shot. And I'm an older generation, so I'm gonna yell Kobe, but you guys can yell Steph. You know, technically the half-court shot should always be yelled Steph, and all the difficult shots should be yelled Kobe. And you should all be doing that. Sit in the bush, get the gank, get the kill, punish the Rakan for, you know, using his ult, using his flash, using everything. Well, not his flash, but using his ult. And the Lulu is able to just survive. Poppy's are rotating down to the bottom side here, going in on the Nocturne, who's going to get Q rocket belted, proto belted. Oh, rest in peace, proto belt. Nice kill, nice roam, good job. 9-1-3. Huge lead, and you've seen this all, right? It's just shadowing at this particular stage. We farm so damn efficiently early, and that's the point. Keep your farm and your quadro clearing very efficient early. Always. Because when you do that, you're now in a position to sacrifice a bit of time later on to shadow plays where you actually need to shadow. If you're trying too hard to gank early and compromising your farm and your econ, you're going to be farming a lot in the 7 to 12 minute marker as you get into the mid game and in the mid game. And your team are going to need to make plays and push the map, but you're farming trying to catch up. And that's why the main channel video is the OP part of jungling is the 7 to 12 minute, 7 to 13 minute phase. Okay, replay froze, so we're back. 2v2 in the mid lane. Lulu's rotating over. We're kind of watching for the Nocturne. We do think he might show up here, so we have to be cautious. We see the Gwen on the river, which means we can collapse 2v1. Watch this, though, because you've obviously got to track it while you're going for this one here. Nocturne does ult. He's going to go deep into the back line and try and kill the LeBlanc here. She's going to distort out of the tether range. We're chasing down the Gwen, who is slowing us with her R, so it's like, can't do that. Talon's going to go over the wall. They do kill the Lulu. LeBlanc is distorting, magic, and not able to be killed. Ezreal's ulting. Great job, guy. Great job. Oh, dear me. We knew they were there, right? Like, you and I, we all knew that they were there, right? Clearly saw them. EVELYNN, Q, oh, we got the E, baby! And we ult Void because we're untargetable. Nicely done, nicely done, nicely done. In the meantime, Ezreal's able to actually go ahead and get the turret. We'll enter Demon Shade and re-get our E cooldown back, which is always nice. We'll take the red buff, so Caitlyn can get a free red buff as well. This is looking pretty good. Like, I really like the tempo of the EVELYNN's play here. Good mechanics, great early. And that's the thing. People always think I'm playing a farming jungler. I can't be strong early. It's illegal. No, it's not. It's illegal because in your mind it's illegal. You can always have good early games. And I even played an early game from EVELYNN last week. 3-0-0 in the first phase. I'm like, oh, this is great. Because now you're snowballing, right? And obviously your decisions subsequent to that phase are important, as I was saying, the second part of the early game. And the Talon is moving around. He's level 10, but we are level 11. The mid lane is roaming around trying to do stuff because the Nocturne just isn't doing anything. Ults. Here we go, boom. So you're watching this. That's why you don't build Duskblade Nocturne against that particular comp or in general. If you don't know what you're doing or you're behind. It's better to go Stridebreaker into Black Cleaver so you can actually get the slow, get the tether, get the shred, get the armor, get the cooldowns, and not be instantly blown up like a flying pigeon. A clay pigeon. We do not harm pigeons on this channel. Now we're in one-shot territory already, and people are going to go, but EVELYNN is so broken. No. She's just really giga fed because she outplayed everybody and she deserves to be fed. And she went with the tech that I was talking about. Which video was it? Was it on this channel or the Kojin channel? Can't remember. I mentioned go that early Banshee's Veil, even though you might be compromising your spike a little bit, just because it's so important when you're going in, right, to not be CC'd. You want to be able to go in, get the kill, get out, and if you get hit with CC, crucially, you'll explode and die. And a lot of low elo players ego into a death cap, and they don't need it. As you can see, we got Mejas, we got Banshees now. Even if Rakan wants to CCS as we go back in, it's not going to matter. End of story. Now, they don't have enough CC where I would necessarily think in this game it's particularly mandatory, but it also just allows her to avoid the critical knockups that would kill her, you know? So it's not necessary in this game. I do think most likely you could definitely ego your death cap, but just so you know, that's the reason, right? You want to be able to go in, absorb a crucial CC spell, and get out. And it does give you a critical magic resist, which in this game is not really an issue whatsoever, except from the Gwen, but we've been killing her, so don't think it's necessary this game, but it does make sense. Like here, we just absorbed it, we go and we get the kill. Didn't really do anything, but as always, don't results-based it, make your decision in real time. And itemization can be bad, and I think this is the most important thing. I'm definitely an item guy. Woo! There we go. I'm definitely an item guy. Oh, the poor Nocturne, man. Like, his build is not built for this game. So as I was saying, I'm an item guy. In terms of, like, I like items that make sense in champions, but I'm not the item police. So, you can get away with a lot more than certain creators would have you believe. Like, this is such a terrible item, and then, like, you know, clenching and enraged inside. It's in high skill play, challenger versus challenger, and equal footing, yes, it will definitely do a lot more. But in solo queue, if you're really, really fat and you build Banshees instead of Death Cap, like, you're still gonna be able to kill people and win this game. Here we go, wait for the W to fully charge, we'll get that off, there we go, ult killed, right? Do we need Death Cap to do that? No. Do we benefit directly from the spell shield there? Not necessarily, but it's useful, right? So, don't overthink it, but at the same time, look to build correctly as often as you can, if that makes sense. It should make sense. So, I do like the build, though. In general, I don't think it's a de facto, but, like, I don't think you should build this. Like, you should definitely be going Death Cap still, but keep it in mind. LeBlanc's splitting on the top side here. Now we're just looking to push. So you're seeing here in this particular case, like the Caitlyn's 2-2-2 just hitting turrets. The LeBlanc has done so much, but she's only 1-4-6. All right. See, now it's going to eat the Ezreal ult. Dodge it. Well, it's unlucky. The cooldown for this used to be a little shorter as well, and this is 40 seconds now. Baron is the next play. Poppy's going to the bottom side. We do have, oh, we don't have teleport. Oof, we don't have teleport. So we will have to be a little cautious if we want to make this play. But at the same time here, we can win 4v5, and I think we should look to do that if we can. Nocturne is just out of this game entirely. Again, it's not always what you do to make them out of the game. It's what they do to themselves that is only bad if you punish them for it, if you do something about it. Because if the Nocturne made this play at level 1 to 3, got his top side, and you did nothing, then he didn't get punished for it, right? It's all about how you punish those mistakes. Yeah, let's go for it. We don't need many people. But yeah, it looks like the LeBlanc hasn't done much, but she's done a shit ton. The Poppy, again, hasn't done too much, but she's done a shit ton. But all they've done is basically flex on the power that you have. You are the carry in this game. You're 149. You're the kill threat. You're the person that's doing the most damage. You are the one that's making the picks, chasing them down, forcing them away, baiting out spells, everything. This is all Evelynn. Now we have the death cap. You can do this as well. Void Staff afterwards. You could get death cap, Lichbane if you like, but I don't think we really need Lichbane. You know, it's great, but it used to be a core part of the build, but so much has changed since Season 7, Season 8 when we used to build that. Evelynn used to have stronger abilities, innately, especially on W and things like that. So now, obviously, the AP ratios really benefit from having that death cap a lot more. Well, that's expected. But in this particular stage, I do love a really good Evelynn game. It's so fluid, it's fun. It showcases so much, you know, what can you do to carry games? It shows you what can happen in games in terms of carry potential when you just don't have the ability to hit structures. Because Evelynn, while she can hit structures, you can get a Lichbane, you can definitely hit shit. It's not what you want to be doing, right? You don't want to be compromised with your slow auto attacks. It takes you 10 years to kill a ward. You want to be creating the pressure for your team to hit the structures. And it's such a different playstyle, but a lot of people don't hit turrets enough. So if you're struggling with hitting turrets and pushing the map, look at an Evelynn. Can your assassin do these things as well, and then you can focus on hitting turrets afterwards? Yes? Cool. Then this is a great example. But it showcases that while turret hitting is the most important skill in the game in terms of actually hitting the Nexus, you don't always need to do that yourself. And if every assassin played like this, but also hit turrets, you'd win every game in 20 to 25. And that's always the goal. So, hopefully you enjoyed and learned something. I had fun with this one's really nice. Great Evelynn play, horrific Nocturne play. Do not think yourself when it comes to pathing, but definitely think about what the enemy's doing and how we can counter that and make them be a little confused. Virkayu.gg, courses, memberships, everything you need to climb. And as always, I will see you all in the next one.